Good morning, everyone. I'm Sara Salman, the Regional Advisor on Population Affairs in UN ESCWA. I'm happy to speak today at the launch of MENARAH, an initiative we're very excited about because it comes at an extremely timely moment for the region. The region is witnessing a fast population aging, as demonstrated in the presentation of my colleague Christopher from WHO. This reality leaves a very tight window for countries across the region to prepare and ensure life for their older population. Despite some policy developments, policies across the region remain fragmented. Older persons continue to be heightened risk of vulnerability, exclusion, and being left behind. At UN ESCWA, we are engaged with several governments to support them to develop coherent and inclusive aging-related policies. Based on this experience, we can draw a few remarks. First, some serious efforts are needed to mainstream aging across policy making, across the different sectors, from health, education, transportation, accessibility, housing, e-governance, and to name just a few, in order to address the urgent priorities of older persons. And while there has been progress in some countries, policies need to recognize that older persons' rights are human rights, and that's first and foremost the main message, in order to address the person's needs and issues. Third, the life cycle approach to aging really is needed in most countries, recognizing that preparing for healthy aging begins at birth, and that income security begins at the early years of the career of everyone. This eventually will result in some behavior change and in societal norms that currently perhaps are not as well endowed in that area. Finally, data continues to be significantly lacking in our region. It's inaccessible and it's very difficult to have regional comparisons. Therefore, there is a need for disaggregated data to develop responsive and evidence-based policies and measures that address the needs of different groups of older persons. At ESCWA, we have tried to develop the evidence base. The last report on aging with dignity in the Arab region provided demographic projections that indicated the speed of the aging transition in the region, and provided an overview of the socioeconomic situation of older persons today and in the horizon of 2030 and 2050. The situation is indeed alarming. Older persons are largely excluded from social and health insurance and risk poverty and ill health. Older women and older persons in rural areas are particularly vulnerable groups. Changing social norms are threatening intergenerational support and changing the role of families, which continue to be the main source of support. And here I echo what Dr. Rashad said in the earlier panel. In light of this perhaps dark reality for older persons in the region, initiatives such as MENARAH are urgently needed. I went through the platform, and indeed it holds great promise of bringing together the research community to provide evidence, address the immense challenges, and guide the research and policy agenda on aging in the region. We all need to do our part, academics, NGOs, and governments, and working together is the way forward to ensure a better life for older persons in the region.